Super Rugby Trans-Tasman Team of the Week for round number 5, the final regular season round, the final team of the week for the competition. 15 guys, some of them played pretty well, and yeah, you guys can let me know your thoughts on who you would have had in a team of the week for this final round of the Trans-Tasman competition. First guy I'm going to go with from the Canes is Xavier Newman. First time I think I've had him in a team of the week before. Gets 15 metres from 5 carries, which is an okay return for a prop. 2 defenders beaten and 4 passes. Has an offload amongst that as well. He does concede turnovers, but defensively puts in a huge shift with 17 from 19 tackles. Also manages to win 2 turnovers and somehow, as a prop, manages to win a line out as well. So pretty good shift from Xavier. The scrum was pretty good. So yeah, chuck him in there. And from the force, so it's another loose head. I've gone with Tom Robertson. Missed out on Wallabies selection, and I've kind of picked 2 loose heads here, so I'm cheating a wee bit. But Robertson, 4 carries, makes 10 run meters, which again for a prop is a pretty good return. It's not like Taniela Tupou numbers, who sometimes tears it up, but I think both these guys might have actually beaten Tupou this week. 2 passes and an offload. 20 out of 20 tackles. Goodness gracious me, that's a bit of ticker, which is not always seen, and just concedes the 1 penalty up against a Blues scrum full of All Blacks props. So yeah, I thought pretty good shift from him as well. Hooker, I have gone with a Highlanders man in Ash Dixon. I know Colsey scored 2 tries, so maybe gets a wee bit of the glory, but I thought for the overall game, you go with Ash Dixon. He scores a try of his own. 2 metres from 4 carries is not his flashiest numbers in terms of his carrying, but has a pass. 1 turnover conceded, 5 from 6 tackles, wins a turnover. But I think key with him is their line-out operates at 94%. And how many of the Highlanders tries came from lineouts? I think most of them. So if he's not throwing that ball in with that pinpoint precision he's got, then the Highlanders aren't able to get that bonus point win, and they're not able to make the final. So yeah, I'll give credit to Ash Dixon for having that good working relationship with his locks. Speaking of locks, I've gone with another guy from the force in Jeremy Thrush. He has 7 carries for 15 metres, which is about right for a lock, approximately 2 metres per carry. He has a clean break and 9 passes. He's called upon by the force to get his hands on the ball a fair bit. He concedes 2 turnovers, but makes 11 from 11 tackles, has 10 line-out wins, which is by far the most of any lock or any player this week. Wins a turnover, 1 line-out steal. He was really giving the Blues a hard time in that second half at line-out time. He does have 2 penalties conceded, so it's not a perfect effort, but there you go. Another lock, I've gone with Rob Leota from the Rebels. He was a pretty dynamic ball-carrying player in this game, wasn't he? 61 run meters. Goodness me, for a lock. That's huge. 16 carries, so he was really one of their main guys for busting the ball up. Beats a defender, has a clean break, 4 passes, does concede 2 turnovers, does miss 3 tackles, but makes 12. So it's still a pretty decent ratio, has a line-out win, does have a penalty conceded. But in what was supposed to be a pretty tough game, I thought he put his hand up pretty well. Lucy's, I've gone with Ethan Blackadder. Not the first time I've had him on the board. His work rate really continues to impress. When he's fit, man, he is really good. 9 carries, 46 metres. Very good return from him there. Beats a defender, has a clean break, has 1 pass, which is maybe a little bit of a black mark in that he's carried it 9 times and passed it once. Maybe that gets a little bit predictable for defences, but he does concede 1 turnover, but 20 tackles, misses 2, and wins a turnover. Doesn't concede any penalties, so making himself a real nuisance. Ethan Blackadder, a very dangerous ball in hand. Blues man, remember the Blues did make the final, just in case you didn't know. Papali'i certainly put him in the team a few times as well. Manages to score a try. Been pretty decent at being at the right place at the right time, eh? 5 carries, 18 metres. Sometimes he doesn't get anywhere near that. I mean, it's not as good as Ethan Blackadder's numbers, but it's okay. Beats 2 defenders and a clean break, 3 passes, 11 from 11 tackles. Often his tackling percentage is 100. and this is the same. Wins a turnover, does concede 1 penalty, but Papali'i surely is going to be in the All Blacks, putting his hand up for a potential number 7 jersey, or maybe on the bench, we'll see. Another Blues man I've gone with is Hoskins Satutu, or another guy who kind of put his hand up pretty well. Scores 2 tries, both of them pretty good. 68 run meters, 11 carries, so gets the ball into some space and gets pretty free-flowing. 3 defenders beaten and a clean break, so yeah, causing proper havoc. 7 passes and an offload, so this is what I mean about Blackadder not passing it that much. Satutu, yeah, used a wee bit more as a distributor, not just a crash ball player. Does concede 2 turnovers, does miss 2 tackles, 11 from 13. 3 turnovers won, some of them at pretty crucial times. 2 kicks, I don't remember that. 2 kicks, really. And a line-out steal. Did a bit of everything, Hoskins Satutu, goodness me. Good shift. Halfback, the one and the only Aaron Smith for mine. Drove his team pretty much into that final, didn't it? He had a hand in everything. 2 tries and a try assist. Yeah, he threaded the needle for that try assist, man. Beautiful pass, but we're so used to seeing it from Aaron Smith. 38 run meters from 8 carries is very good for him as well, because he's not usually the big sniping player, but if you're going to get 2 tries, maybe that's part of it. 2 clean breaks, 4 defenders beaten, 60 passes, 7 kicks. Does have a turnover conceded and does miss 2 tackles out of 5. So not perfect. He'll be, from what we've seen, if you've ever seen that All Access show about his life, he's very hard on himself. He'll be cursing some of those errors, but overall, man, pretty bloody good. Now, number 10, I initially had Malunga, but he had a couple of calamitous moments where he missed touch and it really cost his team. Missed a few conversions as well, when points difference was a big deal. So I've kind of copped out and gone with Ruben Love. The stats would tell you it's Malunga by a mile, but Ruben Love, I think, has been quietly just performing in a role where he wasn't expected to do a heck of a lot. And they do kind of shelter him in his role. Like, he has a try, 39 run meters, 4 carries. So when he's carrying it, he's being dangerous. 4 defenders beaten in a clean break is maybe his best ball and hand effort with the Canes thus far. 12 passes, does have 2 turnovers conceded, but makes 100% of his tackles, 4 from 4, and the 1 kick. They mostly rely on Geordie Barrett to kind of do part of the job, right? The kicking part is always Geordie. If they're looking for an exit, they're not throwing it to their 10, they're throwing it to their 15. As in their number 15, their fullback. But yeah, I think he's coming along nicely. And I thought he put in a decent shift, so I've chucked him in there. Another Hurricanes player, I've gone with Nadi La Mape in his final game for the Hurricanes. Wasn't it pleasant to see him put in a hell of a shift, man? He gets a try, he gets a try assist. He gets both those things that the All Blacks will maybe be missing when he's not eligible for a black jersey. 96 run meters, 14 carries. He also beats 11 defenders. It's pretty hard to get into double figures with defenders beaten, but he manages it. 3 clean breaks, 9 passes, an offload, a kick, 5 from 5 tackles, and a turnover 1. Is there even a black mark on his performance? Pretty good, man. Didn't get the triple figures on his run meters. Proper shift, man. I'm going to miss him in New Zealand. I'll have to start watching the top 14 just to watch Nani to see how he goes. The other midfielder I've gone with is Lester Fainga Anuku. Remember, he was playing on the wing, but he was called to come into centre when Dallas McLeod went off, so Enor switched to 12. Gets a try, 54 run meters, 12 carries. Always a dangerous man, ball in hand. You can't stop him. 6 defenders beaten, 3 clean breaks. He's got good hands as well. 3 passes, 2 offloads, concedes the 1 turnover. Does miss 3 tackles, 8 from 11. 4 turnovers, 1. How the heck did he do that? I'll have to go rewatch the game to see some of those. 4 turnovers, 1 is more than anybody else this week. Should be playing 7 apparently. 2 penalties conceded. There you go. Lester Fainganuku. He's got what seems like a pretty high ceiling as well. Like, I feel like he's still got a long way to go. Yeah. Now, nobody can question this guy on the left wing. Sean Winery. 5 tries. 5. That's a record. 5 tries. I was wondering when was the last time I've seen 5 tries in a Super Rugby match. I thought it must have been a long time ago. It's never. You've never seen it. 5 tries. 105 run meters, 13 carries. And some of those tries, to be honest, was just the Chiefs working the space. They would just find acres of space out on the left after drawing the Tars pack right. 4 defenders beaten, 6 clean breaks. When do you get more clean breaks than defenders beaten? Not that often. But he was just into clean space. 5 passes and offload. Does have a turnover conceded and does miss a tackle. Bloody hell. 5 tries. It's more than some teams get, man. Does he get a bonus point in his salary for this week? I don't know. Right winger, and normally you'd be the top try scorer when you get a hat-trick. Xavier Reese, hat-trick, 71 run meters, 16 carries. It's just not 5 tries, is it? What are you thinking, Sevu? 7 defenders beaten and 3 clean breaks is a bit more normal in terms of the ratio of defenders beaten and clean breaks. 3 passes, 2 offloads, 3 kicks. He kicks more than most wingers, like in terms of his attacking kicks through, grubbers and chips through. I feel like they use him quite a lot like that do the Crusaders. He does have a turnover conceded. He does miss 2 tackles, 9 from 11. Also 3 turnovers, 1. He likes to strip in the tackle as well. That seems to be a kind of a tactical thing that he likes to do. But, yeah, overshadowed by 5 tries. But let's not mistake that Xavier Reese had a blinder as well. And the last guy I've gone with at fullback, I've snubbed him a few times, but I've gone with our man Geordie Barrett. I could have gone Will Jordan. Will Jordan did get yellow carded though, and he got run down by Callaway when he maybe could have scored. So I've gone with Geordie. 111 run meters is huge. 12 carries. 16 defenders beaten is honestly mind-boggling. 16. That's real. I don't remember the last time I've seen 16 defenders beaten by an individual. Sometimes a team will get 16. That is just bonkers. I know La Mape, that bird's just flown off at the word of Geordie Barrett coming his way. Get out of his way, man, because he'll flatten you. 16 defenders beaten. La Mape had like 11. Double figures is rare, but 16, goodness. 2 clean breaks. 16 passes, 3 offloads, does have a turnover conceded, does miss 1 tackle, does concede 1 penalty, but also wins a turnover. 23 kicks, like I said, he's really called upon to put that big boot of his into action. 4 conversions and a penalty for Geordie. He might be my favourite choice for All Blacks fullback. I don't know, maybe it depends on the game you want to play. If you need a guy to put in a big old boot, Geordie is definitely your guy. But yeah, that's the team of the week. Largely a Kiwi team, but 5 from 5 wins for Kiwi teams. It's kind of to be expected, but there were certainly some performances from some of the Aussie teams as well. But yeah, we'll do a team of the season at some point, maybe after the final, collate some of the data, see who put in the best shift in each position. You guys let me know your thoughts. Who would you have had in which position? Which guys do you think have been hard done by? Would you have still chucked Moong in there despite those kind of costly mistakes? Can you forgive Braden Ennor for the dropsy, even though he had a pretty solid shift? Otherwise, yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.